When we left off last week, I felt like I was in a good place to move quickly to Phase 5. I had almost enough to complete Stage 4, just over 20 gold. I was in the maximum daily bonus period, 2 weeks where each daily is worth 0.2 gold bars. I had several treasure maps to burn through, and I was right. I easily gathered the remaining 5 gold and rushed to visit Emerald Ranch and get my moonshine business up and running. I had a little left over, so it wouldn't be long until I had the 15 gold for the prestigious bounty hunter license. That's when things came apart. Okay, that's overly dramatic. Nothing came apart. But what did happen was I became overwhelmed. I was trying to simultaneously level bounty hunter, trader, and moonshiner, plus do collections, and I ran into some problems. It's hard to focus on leveling 3 roles at once. Maybe it's me, but I found myself rushing from task to task. I felt like there was a tiny voice in my head whispering, "Go, go, go, go." I was galloping from collection point to collection point. I was constantly worried about time. This is taking too long. Whatever I was doing, it was taking too long. Dailies were beginning to stress me out, especially tasks that come down to being lucky, like finding wolves to skin or camps to defend. I had forgotten that, in the beginning, Moonshiner is pretty unprofitable. Even if you reduce the cost of the mash, you're making 40 or 50 bucks on a good run. Now, the leather-assed grinder in me knows that $40 is a net positive, because I'm also earning money on other things while the moonshine is cooking. But the gamer in me hated it. The missions to lower the price took time, and that was stressing me out. My cash reserves were running low. I was down to around $1,600. It may seem like enough, but the bar, band, and 2 equipment expansions for Moonshiner cost a total of $3,500. I was worried I'd be pinching pennies to get them all. One thing I don't like in games is struggling with money, especially games like this one. I really don't mind the premium currency model. I definitely bought some gold on my first character. I know some people see it as a moral failure as a gamer, but I don't. The thing is, I didn't want the regular old dollars I could loot off dead NPCs, dollars I could get paid for missions. I could pluck them out of the ground, for Christ's sakes, to be a hindrance in developing a business. Counting coppers is, as Bobby B claims, a tedious business. And I made some purchases that had drained the coffers, temporarily. So, in a moment of clarity, I decided to press pause. I realized that sometimes in life, the win is just to tread water. After all, while you're treading, you're not drowning. So, I rode away from my moonshine shack, put on my hunter outfit, and focused on trader and collector, mixing in bounties here and there beyond the dailies. I changed my goal to save $5,000 and to rank to 20 in bounty hunter and trading. The cash reserve meant the pressure was off for Moonshiner to earn money in the early part of the business. If I missed a deadline and I had to do business with old Bert Higgins, that shaggy rascal, it was an inconvenience and not a major setback. I built myself an emergency fund, and it's one I've decided to keep up with. I'm changing the Red Dead method. Now, instead of basing it entirely on gold, I'm going to insert some checkpoints to build necessary dollar funds. And instead of trying to keep up with Trader, Moonshiner, Bounty Hunter, and Collector, I'm paring down activities to Moonshiner and Collector, and just doing Trader and Bounty Hunter when it's for an easy daily. I'll happily eat some camp stew, make a delivery if I have the stock, or do 2 bounties in a real-world hour. But I won't make myself crazy if I miss roping that last bounty from horseback because they're in a cabin and not outside running around. So, here is the Red Dead method version 2.0. It remains the same until step 4, where I've added the $5,000 emergency fund. I don't recommend hoarding dollars to expedite building that. Buy those cosmetics if you want them. I recommend enjoying the process of gathering the money. Frankly, you should enjoy most of what you do in a game. I added another cash building spot in at step 7, because the naturalist never earns any significant money, but leveling it is expensive. especially if you pay for Animal Reviver. Also, you'll be getting the Wilderness Camp as part of the Naturalist role, and that costs $750. Plus, you'll want the pamphlet to access fast travel from the Wilderness Camp, and that will cost another $1,280. So you're looking at a little more than $2,000 for just that. A final plus, you'll probably want some coats from Gus, and those are pricey. So, I'm about to complete step 6 and buy the prestigious Bounty Hunter license. I have a little under $6,000 and almost 38 gold bars. I didn't buy the license yet because I wanted a snapshot of where I am at this stage. I've maxed Trader, Collector, and the original Bounty Hunter, and I'm at rank 2 in Moonshiner, right where I was when I put it down for a week. My overall rank is 80, and I've spent 126 hours in-game. I checked online, and it turns out it tells you what day you started your character. I discovered I was a little off last week, and I'm just now 20 days into this experiment. That means I'm playing about 6 hours a day. Now, a normal player who plays 2 hours a day would be about 2 months in, and the same as last week. That seems about right to me. Several roles maxed out, some serious upgrades purchased, and a fair amount of cash in the bank. So, speaking of upgrades, here are this week's purchases. A Perlino Turcoman named Smoke. I decided it was time for a big boy horsey. Not that Thundercloud wasn't a good horse, he just didn't have the endurance for swimming rivers or the health for 3-star bounty gunfights. He was dying a lot, and that made me sad. Turks were on sale, and so I bought one. Turcoman, the Mustang, and the Norfolk Roadster are my favorite horses in-game. I plan on having one of each, but for now, Smoke will be my number 1. Just look at that beautiful boy. Look at those haunches. Look at that natural mane. A very good and strong boy. A camp travel post. The game changes at level 65. The camp travel post literally changes the way you move around the map. It makes collecting and trading much, much easier. You can fill up your horse with animal parts and port back to camp, and then, from there, you can port wherever you need to go. No more long rides to a travel post when you've camped in the middle of nowhere. It opens up Amberino as a serious location to camp, and there's some great hunting in those mountains if you know where to go. The problem is getting back to the flats, as Beartooth Chris Lapp calls them in Jeremiah Johnson. The camp travel post solves this problem for $700. In other camp news, I bought the Efficient Cooking Skill Pamphlet, and I don't remember how much it costs, and online searches turned up nothing, so get it together, Internet. New Moonshiner Outfit. Before I had to come to Jesus with myself, I did purchase this fine Moonshiner outfit. I don't know why Moonshiner says kinda redneck fancy to me, but it does. So, I upgraded to this fine ensemble. Some of the pieces I had already, like the boots, but I am very pleased with the overall look. Caracarno Sniper Rifle. Another pre-Epiphany purchase. Those Revenue Men bootlegger missions work best if you start far away from them and whittle them down. I don't know for sure, but those must be the toughest free roam NPCs in the game. I prefer the rolling block, but it wasn't available when I bought this. That's it for this week. Happy trails, cowpokes.